All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Genyo Pugliese, and I'm broadcasting this live webinar for the product line of the Allysian product line from Richmond, British Columbia, in our Allysian headquarters. So it's so exciting every week as Allysian is launched just a few weeks ago on March 9th. I can't believe the growth. I can't believe the excitement. People from many parts of North America have come on board and are starting to experience amazing product testimonials already. It's I feel blessed to be a part of this opportunity in such a new stage, such a virgin stage of its growth. To think that we're just in pre-launch right now, and that this time next year we'll be fully launched across the North America and into Asia as well. We've already started making headway into Asia, and hope to be within 6 months be in China and in several Asian countries. So it's very exciting. Tonight, I'm going to be going over our product line and our Allysian product. Basically, what I'm going to focus on, though, is the Genesis. And so some of the topics I want to cover here is going to be the Genesis itself, the Mastermind Matrix, which is in the Genesis, folate, which is another clinically validated ingredient within the Genesis, and permitting a short question and answer right at the end. I really appreciate everyone that's coming on this call. I can't believe at least the people here in Richmond, British Columbia, where it's so beautiful right now, it's so sunny, that you're actually spending the time to learn about the Allysian product line. Good for you, because that's one way to success is to actually get some knowledge about the business that you're hoping to share with people. So I really appreciate you taking the time tonight to learn about the Allysian product line. Now, my background, I have a master's in clinical nutrition. I have my holistic nutrition certificate. My undergrad was in chemical engineering and kinesiology. I was also a varsity rugby athlete. And in particular, I went through my own transformation. So I have a unique perspective when it comes to nutrition. I don't have the picture, my before and after on this slideshow, but I actually changed my body by went from extreme obesity and lost 160 pounds, went from 400 pounds and lost 160 pounds and 26 pan sizes, and basically transformed my life and my health using nutrition. And I'm going to share with you some of the principles that I use to change my body. It doesn't matter if you need to lose weight, gain muscle, get healthier. Nutrition is such a key factor in that transformation. And so many people neglect it. And usually it's because they don't have time, or they can't implement it or integrate it into their lifestyle. Now, that's the neat thing about the Allysian product, and also our program in terms of the app and the brain training, where we're going to help you incorporate healthy lifestyles, habits into your life so that you can be healthier. And these products themselves, the Allysian product line, are going to help you bridge the gap between what you're missing in your daily food intake and what you need. So, here you can see our product line that we have. One of the most important aspects of our product line is that they're free from toxins, pesticides, genetically modified plants, and harmful chemicals. We're giving you nutrition as nature intended, with a focus on the brain. The brain is so important. Where the mind goes, the body follows. How important is it, do you think, to feed your brain? Most people overlook it. They're more interested in how their outer appearance looks, where the brain actually controls almost every aspect of your body. So we focused on that. And of course, giving that kind of focus, also the nutrition that's going into feed the brain is also helping the cells of your body. And so I want to go into the genesis tonight. Like I said, I'm going to focus on it. This is an amazing, amazing product. It's got over 74 nutrient-dense ingredients. And it's a 3-in-1 product, basically. There's the best of berries, the best of greens. These are superfoods, and a product called Humeic, which is a trace mineral blend that just is chock full of every single trace mineral that you would think that you would need. This is basically a product that came from a time when food was perfect. The soil that you needed, and the soil contained all the minerals that your body needed in growing vegetables. This is where this Humeic is coming from. So one of the things that you got to recognize is that it's a known fact that our soil, from our farmland, is actually ailing from years and years of poor agricultural practices. So over the years, the soil erosion, the chemical residues from pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides and suicides, pardon my language, have produced nutritionally empty, tasteless foods that continue to find their way to our tables, right? So what happens is, when you start eating this calorie empty, calorie rich but nutrient empty foods, your body says, takes it in and uses that energy. There's energy there, but realizes, hey, I don't have enough nutrients. So it thinks it's starving and it's making you want to eat more. And then all that extra energy that your body doesn't need, because when you're pulling in, for instance, oranges, today you'd have to eat 10 oranges to match an orange from 50 years ago, because the soil has changed. The nutrient quality in that orange has changed. So you're taking in 10 oranges worth of sugar. Imagine what that has, what type of effect that has on your hips and on your waistline, because all that's going to turn to fat, because it's extra energy your body doesn't need. So what happens when you use a product like Genesis, it's going to bridge the gap between what you're missing and what you need, and if we don't do this, we've got a whole nation, right now, North America is probably the most technologically advanced society on the planet, yet we're the sickest. We're a nation of consumers eating inadequate food. We're creating widespread mineral and vitamin deficiencies. And so, and you got to know this, if you have little chance of maintaining good health if your body's consistently deprived of the nutrients and minerals it needs to function and keep itself well. So the one thing about the Genesis is it's going to give you those ingredients that you're missing, those nutrients that you're missing. And it's going to help alkalize your body. I don't know if you guys recognize the benefits of alkalizing your body, but when we eat acid-forming foods, our body works to bring our blood pH back into balance by releasing alkaline-rich minerals into our bloodstream. So, for instance, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium. And if we're not eating enough alkaline-forming foods like Genesis, or ingredients that are in Genesis, then our body has to pull these minerals from our bones, our teeth, and our organs. Those things, the organs need them. I don't want to take minerals from my organs. That's going to compromise your immune system, cause fatigue, make us vulnerable to viruses and disease. It's affecting your cellular nutrition, right? So you got to recognize this. This is an important factor to recognize. You as humans do not get sick. You do not get disease. It's your cells that age, your cells that get the disease and get sick. So if you can feed your cells properly, you're going to live longer. You're going to have a better quality of life. And most people they think about just eating food. They don't think about this food needs to actually get into your system and absorb into your cells, providing the nutrition it needs. If you're eating the wrong processed, sugar-rich foods that are out there right now, your cells are literally starving, and that's why people are so wildly out of control with all these carb cravings and eating the wrong foods, and they think it's so hard for them to actually eat healthy. Once you start taking in a product like Genesis, and that's what I did in my own personal transformation, is I started feeding my body properly. I actually ate more food than I ever had before in my life, even though I was so heavy before, and I was losing fat. And because your body will not hold on to fat if it's being fed properly. It's going to say, hey, I don't need this extra energy for whatever. Because most of the time when you're fat, it's because your body thinks it's starving. It's starving of nutrients in a way. It is about eating too much food, but if that food is empty, you're going to have problems. So anyways, the Genesis has amazing effects of rejuvenating and also detoxifying, which I'm going to talk about here in a sec here as well. But before I do that, I want to talk about the Mastermind Matrix, which is infused inside the Genesis. And you got several different ingredients here, four basic ingredients that are really they're very precise. And the ratio of the ingredients that these four ingredients have been carefully thought of and put together to have a synergistic and beneficial effect on your body. So you got the Camphor ginkgo biloba, Camphor rhodiola rosea, the Camphor panax ginseng, and KSM 66 ashwagandha. The reason why we have the words Camphor and KSM 66 in front of them is because these are products that are actually clinically validated. Like our Mastermind that we've done our own clinical on and had an interim result of being able to take one bottle of our Mastermind, and which it had an effect of increasing memory by 7.52%, clinically validated. Same with these ingredients that are right here. These were clinically proven to be of the highest quality. And the reason why we chose this, even though they're more expensive than the unclinically validated versions of these, is because we took them so that we knew every single time we'd get the same quality and the same effectiveness and the same efficacy, right? So very, very important. And now all of these are adaptogens, and adaptogens help you balance your body. They're metabolic regulators, of a natural origin, right? Which give, increase the ability for an organism to adapt to environmental factors such as stress and toxins that are attacking your body, and numerous benefits, like even blood pressure. It'll help regulate your blood pressure. There's numerous benefits to these. Now, panax ginseng, for instance, just to give you some ideas, the Camphor panax ginseng, it'll help you, increase your, numerous benefits. But one of them being improve endurance and reduce fatigue, right? It'll help, with the physical effects of stress. It strengthens bodily functions and the immune system, and as well, the Camphor rhodiola will help increase your neurotransmitters. Provide cognitive enhancement and emotional calming. It also, has increase, helps you increase your serotonin if you need it, dopamine, norepinephrine. It also increases the neurotransmitters indirectly by enhancing the brain's absorption of nutrients used to make neurotransmitters. So the Mastermind Matrix will be feeding the brain, the parts of the brain that's actually releasing these neurotransmitters, right? So it also helps improve stamina. So rhodiola is very key and promotes healthy brain aging. And then the Camphor ginkgo biloba, that helps to stimulate the mind, improve the blood flow to the brain, improve the memory. It contains ginkgo flavone glycosides, which purport to exhibit antioxidant effects and help capture free radicals within the brain and optic areas. And also it stimulates mental functions, but it's also believed to help sustain blood fluidity and protect cells from damage by free radicals. Again, a lot of protection from free radicals, and that's why we have so many antioxidants in our Genesis. And these are really like these adaptogens help so much. And then our KSM 66 ashwagandha. Now this is something that is near and dear to my heart. The ashwagandha itself is the flagship herb of the Ayurvedic traditional system of medicine from India. It's also been known, it's been around for centuries, but it's just recently been getting a lot of press because of the recent studies that have been done in both pharmacology and medicine. It promotes balance in the body. It helps self-regulate key systems, specifically neurological, immune, reproductive, and endocrinal and energy production systems. So this particular ashwagandha, though, took over 14 years of research and development to develop and refine. It's the highest concentration extract on the world market today of ashwagandha. It's produced using the first of its kind extraction process based on green chemistry principles. It's without using alcohol or any other chemical solvents. Ashwagandha itself has been clinically proven, this KSM-66 has been clinically proven to reduce stress and anxiety, enhance memory and cognition, increase endurance and strength, and improve sexual function and testosterone levels in men. That's always a bonus. And it can promote balance in the body for men, women, and children. It really is an amazing ingredient just on its own. Not to mention when you combine it with these other ingredients. So that's the Mastermind Matrix, and we'll go into that more in other webinars. Right now, I'd like to get into the Humeic. Now, this is a part of Genesis. It's a major part of Genesis. And it consists of humic, fulvic, and phenolic acids. It's a natural ingredient for heavy metal detoxification. It's one of the most powerful free radical scavengers and antioxidants, right? Basically, if you're not familiar with what a free radical is, you might have heard of it before, but basically when you cut an apple in half and the air gets to it, it starts to brown. And that damage is really free radical damage. And if you actually cut that apple and put lemon juice on it, which is a natural antioxidant, it won't turn brown. It actually protects it. And that's what our Humeic does. Numerous other ingredients that are within our Genesis all helps to do it. And then it'll help to balance and energize your entire cell life. Clinically proven, right? So like for instance, the amount, there was over 8 years of research and development. There was animal and human clinical studies. No animals were hurt during the studies, and it's an FDA-approved ingredient as well. So some of the clinical results of Humeic were, basically for recuperation for the elderly, general roboration it's called, to eliminate trace element deficiencies, to strengthen physical resistance at times of epidemic and prevent disease, to enhance mental and physical performance, help prevent iron deficiency, to supplement iron needed at times of blood loss, especially for women like in menstruation, for instance. And so numerous benefits from Humeic. So what I like to do right now is actually get into some specific benefits of Genesis and what Genesis can really do for you in terms of like heavy metal detoxification. This is an important part. To be able to naturally chelate heavy metals ought to be, especially a lot of heavy metals tend to lodge itself into your brain. And in the world in which we live, exposure to toxic metals, it comes from many sources. You can't even avoid them sometimes. There's a few common examples. For instance, fish can contain mercury in addition to other toxic metals. Chicken, arsenic is often given to chickens as growth stimulators, so you got to watch where you get your chicken from. Vegetables grown near major roads are exposed to vehicle pollution, can contain lead and other petrochemicals, not to mention pesticide sprays. Vaccinations, thimerosal is a mercury preservative contained in some vaccinations given to young babies, of all things. Dental fillings, the amalgam mercury-based filling is over 150 years old, and it's the greatest source of toxic mercury buildup in the body and mercury pollution in the environment. Deodorants even, traditional household things like deodorants. Many traditional deodorants in the USA, for instance, this is written, I'm quoting, contains aluminum, chlorohydrates, and other ingredients. Aluminum is a common skin irritant. It's a poisonous neurotoxin, and the World Health Organization has found a link between exposure to aluminum and Alzheimer's disease. And some of the other ingredients are believed to have a link to breast cancer. So heavy metals such as mercury, lead, aluminum, they accumulate in your body over time, and they're suspected of triggering dangerous conditions like heart disease, thyroid problems, dementia, neurological conditions, autism, infertility, birth defects. It's something that you got to be aware of, and our Genesis can help you get rid of those heavy metals. Now, in particular, our Genesis has an effect on the brain. They're antioxidants, especially for the brain within that product. And mercury, for instance, causes an incredibly high amount of free radical damage to the body. In particular to the brain and nervous tissues. This is why people with mercury toxicity often feel depressed, and have trouble concentrating and feel fatigued. I don't know if some of you on this call have had that problem before. And not all antioxidants can easily permeate the protective membranes that surround the blood-brain barrier. You might have heard of that before. So two in particular that can are grapeseed extract and ginkgo biloba. Both contain active nutrients called polyphenols, which are much stronger in their free radical quenching effect than either vitamin C or beta carotene. So while these others are necessary for other functions in the body, including detoxification of mercury, ginkgo and grapeseed, which are in our product, because of their affinity for the brain, are more effective in this respect. So what are you going to get when you use our product? And in particular, the benefit of getting rid of some of this mercury is increased mental clarity and a decrease in brain fog. You might have felt that before. Less incidence of headaches, increased stamina and energy. I have personal friends that were suffering from migraines for years. And one friend of mine named Angela, she's a middle-aged woman, and she was having trouble with having regular menstrual cycles, and as well these headaches, and she was able to, these migraines, and she was able, after using Mastermind and Genesis, was able to have relief from that. She's for the first time in years. So again, I encourage you to try it for yourself, use it yourself, and then especially at the beginning, use Genesis and Mastermind at the same time, and you'll see the enormous difference, because the Mastermind is obviously great for the brain. It's a nootropic for the brain, but the Genesis has certain ingredients that'll help you absorb the Mastermind even better. It'll help detox your brain so you get rid of these heavy metals so you can absorb more nutrients. The other benefit of Genesis is the alkalizing pH effect. Right? Like I mentioned before, if your body, if you have too much acidity in your body's actually going to pull from your gums and your teeth and your bones and other organs and grab what it needs to try and alkalize. So pH, if some of you don't know, is a measure of how acidic or alkaline something is. And our blood pH needs to maintain a slightly alkaline level to keep us healthy. And your body will do whatever it takes to keep that blood pH at a certain level. So it will rob from Peter to pay Paul, so to speak, by taking vital minerals from other parts of your body to make sure that it can alkalize the blood. So if you can put in alkalizing forming foods like Genesis, you're going to have benefits like you wouldn't believe. So, so basically the optimal level of your body's optimal pH is 7 to 7.5, and Genesis will help you get there. You're going to get improved energy levels from Genesis. The proper cell functioning is so important to a person's overall energy, level. And if the cells aren't healthy, they're not effective at holding and transferring oxygen within the body. And this can result in overall fatigue and lack of energy. The body's pH level can also affect the cell's ability to produce ATP, which is important to the body's energy level. And this process normally takes place within a cell's mitochondria, which is the power plant of that cell. And if the body's pH level is too acidic, it can't take place as effectively. You're going to get healthier teeth and gums. You're going to improve your immune function, which is so important in fighting off different ailments that everybody's subjected to, and you need to be able to, what's it worth to you to have a disease-free life, and if I told you all you had to do was supply your body with the right raw ingredients, and you can improve your health dramatically just by doing something simple as taking one scoop of Genesis in the morning with 2 Mastermind pills, and you're going to have a healthy life. Is that worth it? Is that so hard to do? Like, it's amazing what, the benefit that such consistent activity can have on your body. It's also going to help with reduced pain and inflammation. Like, for instance, magnesium is one of the minerals that the body uses to control excessive acidity. If you eat a diet that has an acidic effect, like we mentioned before, the body's forced to use more magnesium to help neutralize it. However, magnesium is a useful nutrient in the body that helps support joint and tissue functions. So, how many people have achy joints? This is going to help you with that inflammation. It's going to slow aging down for you. How beneficial is that? So, including reaction time, attention and focus. So there's numerous benefits from taking this. Now, what I'm going to do right now is we're coming near the end of the webinar. I'd like to, at this point, field any questions that my people might have, about Genesis in particular, or any other product questions that you might have. There's numerous people on the line here, so if you want, all you need to do is raise your hand or type in a question down below. One of the questions I have is about how many times a day to use Genesis. In particular, at least once a day I'd recommend. But I personally use it twice a day. But the recommended dosage is just once a day, and you're going to have what you need. Personally, why I use it twice a day is I bodybuild, and I like to use that. In bodybuilding, I like to have my nutrition down, but more importantly, what happens is when you're exerting all that energy and tearing all those muscle fibers, you need to recuperate. So I like to take the Genesis right after my workout, and I take the Mastermind just before. The reason why the Mastermind, one of the effects is nitric oxide boost, which increases your blood flow and helps bring nutrients to your to your muscles. So if I'm in there and I'm trying to get a pump on, a muscular pump on, that's blood going to those muscles. That's why I want to take the Mastermind just before. So I take my second dose of Mastermind just before my workout, and I'll take that Genesis right afterwards with a nice protein powder to really feed and recuperate my muscles. See, it's not enough just to exercise. You can have 2 people that exercise the exact same, but if one person is concentrating on their nutrition and the other isn't as much, it's how you treat your body after you work out, how much sleep you get, how the proper nutrients, the timing of those nutrients is important. You can't eat it all in the morning and expect your body to be balanced. You want to balance your food throughout the day, and times of need is when you want to take in certain foods, and that's when I take in my carbohydrates. Is after a workout, and I take these other nutrients to help reduce the stress of working out and help recuperate and repair my muscles. Now, there's another question here. Can we get the script that you use for the information you're delivering? Yeah, well, I'll allow this. I'll get you I don't actually have a script written out, but what I'll do is I'll get you the recording of this out along with last night's question and answer with Rod Howe, our co-founder. How many of you were on that call last night? That was amazing, and we'll be sharing both those recordings right after this evening. I'll have them edited and sent out tomorrow. So another question is about humofulvate and some of the humofulvate and what exactly is humofulvate? Well, as I mentioned before, it is it's basically made from a time where the soil was perfect. So it's a part of soil, believe it or not. It's a mineral blend in soil, and it's really, I call it a miracle molecule, fulvic acid in particular. And nature used to make fulvic more abundant, and it was available in all food was created with fulvic acid in that soil, and it was more nutrient dense, and it was better for you. Now, because of the way we farm our food so aggressively, we don't get that. as much of that anymore. And that's why our foods aren't as nutrient dense. Even if you buy organic, unless that's, like the vegetable or fruit was grown in a very, good soil that was abundant with minerals, because right now they use a lot of NPK fertilizer. It just allows you to make a bigger, nicer looking vegetable or fruit, but it doesn't give you those nutrients that you're missing. There's over 76 trace minerals that scientists have found to be beneficial for you and necessary for your body for optimal health. It's not enough. See, so many people don't recognize how important nutrition is because they can get away with eating unhealthy for years. You can get away. You'll survive. You're not going to die right away. And the problem is not right away. It's years later when you're sluggish, when you can't go and it catches up to you. How many of you have been there? Like I'm almost, like next week I'm going to be 48. I'm almost 50. This is, I'm starting to feel the effects. If I don't take care of myself, if I don't feed my body properly, I notice a difference. And is it that hard to make that little bit of extra effort? I think not. Do it, for you and your family. Your family deserves to have you around longer. That was my main motivation, is I wanted to be around for my daughter when she grew up. And the only way to do that, if all I have to do is take a little bit of nutrients, once or twice a day, is it that too much for my loved one? And so that's the way I put it. I make it real, like for myself. And we've gone over time. So unless there's any last minute questions, I believe there is. Hold on. Let me just see. No, I've already answered her question, so I'll bring it to an end. Thank you so much for being on the call. Please note that there will be another webinar next Tuesday. Those of you that are in the Vancouver area, we're going to be holding a live presentation on April 15th. That's Wednesday, April 15th at the Radisson Hotel in Richmond at 7 p.m. If you go to the Allysian.com website, under events, you'll see some of the events, and there's going to be a lot more being posted up there. Our corporate team has been working feverishly at organizing these events, and very soon they'll be up on the site and available to everyone. So keep posted. Keep on looking at your email, and very soon we're going to be offering text marketing solution where we're text messaging. Well, we'll send you, and you'll be able to opt into this, so you can be kept abreast of everything. You don't have to always watch your email. We can send it directly to your mobile phone. So that's coming up, and of course, when our app at the end of April is available, you're going to have some more features there as well. So, anyways, thanks very much, and have a nice evening.